Okay, let's just get one thing out of the way before we even start this quote-unquote review. What is that? I mean, I know it's the original box art from Mega Man, but seriously, could they have done a worse job? Don't answer that, that's a rhetorical question. But it's like they handed a guy a pencil and a few colored pencils and a sheet of paper and just said, I guess what you gotta do is that you gotta draw a dude sitting outside of some building or something or whatever. I don't care what it looks like. And he's shooting things. So, he looks like this. That's it. I'm gonna leave now. Bye-bye. I'm pretty sure that's how that went down. Which, that's pretty stupid. So, a little bit of backstory. Mega Man was first released in 1987 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The good old gray brick that plugs into the television. And it was originally called Rockman in Japan. And when they brought it over to America, the Americans just started like, okay, so what does the rock have to do with anything? Let's just change it to Mega Man because, like, it sounds much more cooler and it makes a lot more sense. And, well, that's how we know him as today. And knowing that the recently released Mega Man 11 came out, and, well, not too long ago, actually a really long time ago at the time of this recording, because it was, like, way back in the, like, I don't know really when, but it was, like, kind of a little bit ago. So I just felt like, hey, I should do Mega Man games. After all, I'm getting back into Mega Man, so why not? And so these games are known for being absolutely, positively, brain-shreddingly difficult, especially the first one. And so let's just see how I fare at them. So this is how this review is going to be constructed. First, you're gonna see gameplay, and then I'm gonna like rate it and stuff like that. And that's essentially how it's gonna go. So let's just see how it goes. Already, you can tell that you're playing a really old game when there's not even like little intro music and stuff. So right into the stuff. Holy moly, that's loud. And that's still loud. So let's just select. So you have the selection of Cutman, Gutsman, Iceman, Bombman, Fireman, and Electric. Now in later games they would. Okay, I really need to turn it down. That is loud. So in later games they would. Okay, that's still really loud. So in later games they would change it to 8, I guess to make the gameplay longer. But I'm perfectly fine with 6, I mean it makes the game shorter. So, now the easiest thing to do is start with Bomb Man. Go to Gutsman, then go to Cutman, and then go to Electman, then go to Iceman, and then go to Fireman. It's that simple. Now, the only reason why, and it's pretty short, I'm not gonna lie, but the only reason why it lasted so long, usually, was for one reason, because people were just doing trial and error, trying to figure out what does what. Like, trying to figure out, like, the weaknesses and stuff. Just, so that's probably why the game lasted so long. And, well, needless to say, good on them. But, these games are known for being brutally difficult. But that's also probably what extended gameplay time. Now, right off the bat, you're thrown into a level. And, ironically, I'm better with a keyboard. So, as I said, this is gameplay first, and then, like, actual rating and, like, reviewing it later. So, there's only 2 things you can do, other than move. You can jump and shoot weird bursts of solar power out your arm. So, needless to say, you're pretty powerless. That is, until you get weapons from the bosses. Yeah, did I mention that? And if you're like a really bad Mega Man noob, and you don't really know much, then you really don't know that you can collect special weapons from the boss you defeat. And that's essentially what you really do, and still, that is loud. And so, oh, now it's really quiet. That's loud. So basically, um, you basically just try to get to the end of the level without, game overing. Ooh, extra life! Oh yeah, try not to do that. So there are plenty of enemies, and, well, as I said before, these games are known for being difficult. After all, these are some of the more difficult games on the NES. Not as difficult as Ninja Gaiden and Ghosts and Goblins. Oh, saying those names, oh, nightmares. They have nightmare difficulty, seriously. Unless if you want a good challenge and you want to have no hair from stress and possibly you ripping your own hair out, do not play those games, please. I mean, this game is tolerable. So, yeah. And the whole game works around the rock, paper, scissors, everything has a weakness kind of deal when it comes to Robot Masters and their weapons. So that's what the game revolves around. Oh yeah, there's a weird little trick that I like to do. Oh jeez, I need to get into position. Just dang it, too soon, too late. Wait a minute, that only works in Mega Man 2. So yeah, the whole point of the game, just get to the end without dying and destroy the boss at the end. Seems pretty simple in concept, right? Easiest thing to do. And so yeah, these games are simple in concept, but like actually getting to the end is the hard part. So yeah, you're probably gonna spend more lives just trying to get to the end than you are going to actually be at the boss. As in, you're gonna spend more lives trying to fight to basically get to the end, but you're gonna spend less lives fighting the actual boss because of how ridiculously simple it is to fight them usually, especially with their weakness. But God forbid you take some of them on with your Buster only, because that's difficult. All right, so now time for the actual reviewing part. Now, this is basically a classic case of okay, so this is the first game of the franchise, and it hasn't really had time to get everything down perfectly, and so it really shows because, well, in later games they would improve a lot of stuff. Like for example, in Mega Man 4 you get the charge shot, in Mega Man 3 you get the slide abilities, but also as well, just the overall gameplay is actually much better in later games because, well, like the mechanics are improved. Like you don't if you take damage in later games, then and you step on a spike, then you don't die immediately like in the first game. There's a good example, but there's just several examples that I can't really list here. But now time for the rating. Oh, and that was an inconclusive sentence, but my rating for this game is basically a 5 out of 6 or so. I mean, I love the game, but it's really difficult, and that's what brings it down a point. I mean, it's a first in franchise, so you're pretty much gonna expect it to be kind of rough around the edges, and well, yeah. And now time to close it off with a little bit more history. So, when the game was released, didn't really sell well, but it was really critically acclaimed. And, well, this gave them, for some reason, this gave Capcom an incentive to make a sequel, even though it was doing really poorly. But since it got critical acclaim, then they thought, oh, people like it. Let's make another one. And so that's gonna be the subject of our next review of mine. Anyway, my next review on Mega Man 2. And I'll see you in the next video. This is MineCRFTFreak over and out. See you guys.